Joining us here on India Today is Kovai Satyan, spokesperson of the AIADMK. We have Mr. Ram Mohan Reddy, spokesperson of the Congress, and also Mr. Sumant C. Raman, political analyst. At the outset, I'd like to first establish that we reached out to the DMK to be a part of this discussion, considering they're in power and have formed the government in Tamil Nadu, but they refused to be a part of this particular discussion. They don't want to be a part of a panel that discusses the murder of this of the BSP chief. So I'd just like to establish that on record. Let me begin with Mr. Kovai Satyan. Mr. Satyan, you know, the government's response, the police's response is that, look, we cracked this case in a matter of hours. We've taken all of the accused into custody. So is this just needless politics playing out?
That's a desperate and knee-jerk reaction from the police, who is headed by the incompetent Mr. Stalin. That's a mundane stuff that is going around, saying that 8 people have been arrested and we have cracked the case. And today morning they comes out with there is one more theory to the case. We are probing that as well. So which means that it is not given a breakthrough in the case. They are still trying to explore the hypothesis of the murder, whether it is a gang rivalry or whether it is something more to it. What actually is the cause, they don't know. They are clueless. And this is not the first time. Congress district secretary of Nellai district is murdered. It's almost 2 months now. There is no breakthrough. Just 3 days ago, one of our party functionary is murdered in the broad daylight by the DMK local people.
So do you believe this is a political murder?
Political leaders getting murdered in Tamil Nadu has become the new norm now. And there is always a fabricated statement and answer from the incompetent Stalin, saying that his government will act with iron hand and the culprits will not be spared.
In this case, do you think it's a political killing?
That angle is still not being probed and there is no answers to the same. And police say they have to rule out what are all the possible causes. They have to rule out the imagination. They have to come out clear what actually led to the murder, what is the motive behind it. Imagine a national party state leader is murdered in the assembly constituency of the chief minister. Look at the plight of a common man in Tamil Nadu. Every day, every hour, there is robbery, there is dacoity, there is molestation, there is rape happening in this state. This has completely become a lawless state. Law and order is in shambles. And the person who is heading is become so incompetent. Every time he gives only a fabricated answer, and the actions by the police doesn't instill or give confidence to the common man.
No, we'll raise the questions that you've mentioned also about law and order. I want to bring in Mr. Ram Mohan Reddy, spokesperson of the Congress, on this. Mr. Reddy, are you happy with how your ally has treated this entire case with the investigation? Because there have been some murmurs from within the Congress on this, questioning how it's been handled, questioning the whole theory that's been put forth.
It is not a point of being asked whether we are happy or not. But it is a matter of concern that, like everyone, we are also deeply shocked by the brutal killing of BSP chief in Tamil Nadu. But we believe that Tamil Nadu police will act transparently because there are several points which were being, expressed and made statements made by the police department that 6 assailants were surrendered initially, and later from the ACP it was told that 8 people were arrested and 10 teams were deployed to investigate this matter in different angles. And they are probing this matter. What we believe is that Tamil Nadu police and the Stalin's government will be transparent to investigate this matter and bring the assailants to justice.
No, but very clearly the police has said that this is personal enmity. This was a revenge killing of sorts. And your own leader, Congress MP, Mr. Karthi Chidambaram, has said that you cannot treat this murder as a one-off event, that you must look into the angle of contract killing. And that's not something the government is doing right now, Mr. Reddy.
Let us see the statements of Karthi Chidambaram in a plain way that, we have to investigate in a deep manner so that, the real culprits or the assailants should be punished. The people who are behind this should also be, if the probe is done in different angles, if there are any strong figures or any political people behind this attack, then they should be, bring to the justice.
No, but the understanding from what Karthi Chidambaram has said is that so far he's not satisfied with the police investigation. So far, the police claiming that this is personal enmity is not something that's acceptable to the Congress. Yes or no?
See, our point is very clear. We want police to do their duty, and they should behave in a stringent way that they have to bring this assailant.
So are they doing
They
it
have
right
to
now,
arrest
Mr.
the
Reddy?
assailant.
Are they doing it right
like
now?
a plain statement, these things will not work. But when leaders are coming up and saying that the real culprits should be punished, there's people should come out and say what is the personal enmity between this BSP chief and any other gangs. They should reveal that, so people and police will have a clear understanding.
Okay.
We demand the police to act in a fair way.
Okay, Mr. Suman C. Raman, I'd like to bring you in also on this, your opening comments on what we've witnessed, unfortunately, in Chennai. There's a lot of talk about the real culprits not being nabbed here. What do you make of that? Sir, can you unmute yourself, please?
Akshita,
Yeah.
I think there has been a lot of talk that, the real culprits have not been nabbed and so on. But all those who are saying that are not giving any clues as to who those real culprits may be. So I think that this is basically they're trying to fish in troubled waters, a very unfortunate incident. And law and order is becoming a major issue for the Stalin government. This is not the first case. And I think the one incident which Mr. Kovai Satyan forgot to mention was 2 days ago when a PMK functionary in Kadalur was hacked. Fortunately, he survived and he is in hospital in a critical condition. But the point is, this has become an everyday occurrence. And these, what are called in Tamil as Kuli Padai, or, these paid gangs or contract killers, is now becoming, it has been the case in Tamil Nadu. Particularly, there are such gangs in North Madras who will be used for these hit jobs from time to time. But over the recent past, there has been a surge in the activity. What is disappointing from the government, by the way, this whole business of them being arrested by the police within hours is not factually right, because by all accounts in the media, they went and surrendered at the police station.
Yeah.
So these people actually went and surrendered at the police station. So to claim that the police acted decisively is not quite correct. Now the point is, the Stalin government is not being seen to be proactive in dealing with these matters. The murder of Mr. Jayakumar in Tirunelveli, the issue of murder of Mr. Shanmugam, the AIDMK functionary, 3-4 days ago in Salem, and then again Mr. Armstrong in Chennai. Now this PMK functionary being hacked, and it's all in the space of a week. And mind you, in between this, a huge tragedy in Kallakurchi due to illicit liquor where 67 people died.
Correct.
So I think there is a serious law and order problem in the state. The Chief Minister needs to come and reassure the people that things are under control. Probably there is need for a rejig of the police force at the top, and more than the action taken, there needs to be a perception of action taken. That is something that we are not seeing. We haven't, except for a kind of a condolence message from the Chief Minister for the demise or the murder of Mr. Armstrong, we have not really had any action on the ground. At least in the Kallakurchi incident, we had a few officials transferred. We had a couple of lower level police.
But to me, also, as far as Kallakurchi goes, Mr. Stalin didn't visit Kallakurchi. So even in the optics of that, you failed.
Yeah, I think that there is the family, and that has also been called off. His visit has been called off. So we need to find, he needs to come forward and speak to the people and reassure them. Right now, there is anti-incumbency building. I won't take Mr. Karti Chidambaram's statement seriously, because if this was 3 months before the election, he would not have said it. So it's very clear that, he tends to be a lot more frank with his views when there is no election, when he does not have to depend on the DMK to get elected. Now the elections are just over, so he doesn't need them for the next 5 years, so he will speak. But so if this had happened in, say, February, Mr. Karti Chidambaram would not have spoken. So I don't really take what he said on this issue, very seriously. The Congress has hardly said anything. They've not come forward to say. Even Mr. Tirumavalavan, the VCK, has been sort of wishy-washy about the whole thing.
I think that for the VCK, for the VCK, it's exactly that a Dalit leader has been murdered here. Mr. Kovai Satyan, there are a lot of questions saying Dalit leaders are being targeted in this manner. Do you believe in that narrative? Do you think there's any truth to that narrative, or this do you think is largely a law and order issue in Chennai, in Tamil Nadu?
That could be one angle which the police should probe into. What the real issue in Tamil Nadu is, the wings of the police are all crippled. They are all being made purposed because the majority of the law breakdown is because of the DMK members by themselves. Why Stalin has not visited Kalakurchi is the sitting MLA and the members of the DMK run a large network of illicit liquor trade. Fearing backlash, he has not visited there. And they had the audacity to force a collective to lie in front of the media stating that the first 4 deaths are not because of illicit liquor consumption. So there is a serious and severe breakdown of law and order. Police are not being empowered to do their job the way how it has to be done. And Mr. Armstrong possesses a licensed firearm. He knows that there are threats around him. So it's a part of the police intelligence wing to keep a track of people who are in the VIP cadres of the society, who are holding highest offices in a political party. They keep a tab. And now they say that an auto driver has done a recce for almost a week and he has planned the murder meticulously.
Correct.
Isn't it a total failure of the intelligence department of the police? Now trying hurriedly saying that 5 people, they themselves went and surrendered, and the police within 1 hour gives a statement that we have arrested 8 people and we have acted swiftly.
In the absence of the DMK, which should have ideally taken these questions, I'll pose them to Mr. Reddy, who is in an alliance, of course, with the DMK. The constant criticism of the government. Mr. Satyan, I'll come back to you. Let me just give a chance to Mr. Reddy to respond to your criticism and what Mr. Sumansi Raman said. The constant criticism here, Mr. Reddy, is that there's a breakdown of law and order currently, which is extremely concerning in Tamil Nadu. And it's led to political workers cutting across party lines, including some of your own colleagues who've been murdered in such gruesome manners in Tamil Nadu.
See, murder is a murder, and whether it is a contract killing or retaliation, murder is a murder, and we condemn that. But the thing here is whether the police are acting or not, and whether the police are reacting to the issue or not, whether the government is serious on this issue to nab the culprits who are behind this thing. So there is a practicality. There are around 10 teams which are being probing into this matter from different angles. But every political party, just like the analysts addressed now, like every political party coming and saying that the real people behind this should be nabbed. Who are the real people? Is there any enmity with the Armstrong? How many gangs had he dealt with? Earlier, what was the history of him? Now we are talking about the intelligence by the DMK party, that intelligence will help in giving the messages, undoubtedly. But when it has come to a personal rivalries, what is being given by
let's be very clear that the police also, while referring to it as a revenge killing, a personal rivalry, has said that this is the result of a gang coming together against Armstrong. Let's not forget that, Mr. Reddy, that this is clearly another impact of gang wars that you see taking place in a city like Chennai, North Madras. And nothing's been done to curb it. This has been happening for years and years together.
No, for crime, location is not at all a matter. Across the country, even in our national capital, crimes are happening.
No, but the problem is the problem is also that when it happens in a state like Tamil Nadu, because you're in an alliance, there's no outrage from the Congress, is there? Rahul Gandhi hasn't visited Kalakurchi or here.
Now the real issue here is the assailants have planned it very meticulously, and they revealed and they surrendered before the police station, and all the weapons used has been recovered. Now the threat will be taken out from them. Whom do they belong? Who hired them?
What was the real rivalry? For what reason they have come up? Mr. Reddy, answer my question about law and order, because while Armstrong's murder, at this point the police claim they've cracked it, it's raised serious questions about safety, about law and order, about the police being completely toothless.
That's the reason when it comes to personal rivalry, police can't be behind and keeping an intelligence or keeping an eye beam behind every individual. That is the reason all the nabbed people before the police has surrendered and told to the police station that they are the one who committed that.
That's a bizarre response, Mr. Reddy. That is the job of the intelligence department. That is literally the job of the intelligence department.
Akshita, can I take a 10 second?
Sure, go ahead, Mr. Satyan.
It is not about Mr. Armstrong from BSP. We are seeking justice for the Congress district secretary who was murdered and burnt to death 2 months ago. Still, there is no headway in that. Police are still struggling to find a getaway. They are not still nabbed the culprits. It is not one of a situation. It's not about people who holds an highest offices in a political party. It is from the common man to the notable personalities of the society. There is a trail and there is a serious breakdown of law and order. As a responsible opposition, we need justice for all. Just because Congress is an ally with DMK, we are not keeping quiet. We are seeking justice for their own party men, which K Chidambaram is not talking it. And even my friend who is the spokesperson in Congress is not speaking or is not seeking justice. His own partyman is murdered. He is burnt to death in less than 2 months' time. He was a district secretary in Tirunelveli.
Yeah.
And this government DMK is still sleeping.
Mr. Reddy, do you want to respond to that? Forget Armstrong. What Mr. Kovai Satyan is referring to is one particular incident involving your party, involving the Congress.
See, like I said before, I'm not inclined towards, AIDMK or DMK statements. Here, I want justice to be delivered. I want law and order to work. But there should be a transparency. When police department is working, yes, when it comes to even our party members killing, we want this government to act properly and in a stringent way. Sometimes if it is taking time, but we want it to be done very perfectly and bring the culprits.
Okay,
No,
okay.
But Akshita,
Yeah, Mr. Sumansi Raman, go ahead.
I mean, the irony is the gentleman who is the Congress spokesperson is saying all this. His own state unit is hardly speaking up, except for Mr. Karti Chidambaram, and I explained the rationale behind his statement. Even his own state, they are not even speaking up for their own party man. Forget about them having to, speak up about the murder of Mr. Armstrong. They are not even speaking up for the murder of Jayakumar, their own party man. So that is one. The second is there is a serious problem in the police force. Look, there have been a series of custodial deaths because the DMK controls the media in Tamil Nadu. The media has not spoken much about it. You remember there was an incident in Sattangulam during the AIDMK period where 2 people died in custody, and that was made not a state issue, it was made a national issue.
Correct.
And there have been dozens of people who have died in custody or just hours after being released from custody in the last 2 years. Nothing has been done.
No, and in this case, the regional media hasn't even spoken about it. They haven't even spoken about this issue of Armstrong's murder.
No, even the debates yesterday that we had on Tamil, most of the Tamil television channels related to Vikramandi by-election coming up on the 10th and whether, Sashikala was equal to Jayalalitha and stuff about the AIDMK, which tells you that the mainstream media in Tamil Nadu, much like the mainstream media in Delhi is controlled by the BJP, in Tamil Nadu it is controlled by the DMK. So there is no major difference, and that is the sad part is the people of the state are now paying the price for the inaction of the media in the state.
At the end of the day, whichever way you look at it, Armstrong's murder hopefully will open up eyes of the administration to serious problems of law and order that have risen in Tamil Nadu. In Chennai, yes, but overall in Tamil Nadu as well, we've unfortunately seen a surge in crimes. And that's something that must be nipped and immediately addressed by the Chief Minister, by the DMK government. And hopefully this serves as a wake-up call for that. The regional media may not be talking about it, but we promise that we will continue to focus on this issue to ensure that the people of Tamil Nadu feel safer. With these kind of incidents, obviously they will be concerned when in full public view a person is hacked to death in this manner. Mr. Sumansi Raman, Mr. Kovai Satyan and Mr. Ram Mohan Reddy, thank you very much for joining us here on India Today with your perspectives and your opinions on what's playing out right now in Chennai. Horrific incident of a political leader, someone with influence, a Dalit leader being hacked to death in that manner in Tamil Nadu, and questions will be raised of the Stalin government.